I decided to gather more logs to burn into charcoal, but figured I'd go a bit further than my usual forest to ensure I had quick access to wood when needed. While heading down the river, I noticed there was a volcano near the base and noticed there was some kind of metal in it. I quickly made my way over and was blessed with even more copper to put to use. After collecting my fill through the night, I went back to base and started my charcoal pit. By holding shift while placing logs, you can make a log pile. After placing piles, lighting one of them on fire, and covering it all with non-flammable blocks, all you have to do is wait and reap your charcoal rewards. I collected the charcoal that I started the day prior, and then went back to the volcano to grab the rest of the copper that I could reach. But after checking my metal supplies, I realized I still needed more silver. With my problem from yesterday still in mind, I decided to scour my river yet again, hoping there was more silver I haven't collected. And luckily for me, there was more. After collecting everything, I dropped it off at the sluice and grabbed some food as I waited. I collected the nuggets from the sluice and started to get the ratio together to make more bronze. I also decided to make a charcoal forge. The forge melts down metal more quickly due to the higher burn temperature, and it has 5 slots to melt multiple at a time. However, during this little test, I realized that while it can melt the individual nuggets quickly, smelting anything in bulk would take so much time and charcoal that it would be better to just smelt them in the pit kiln like I've been doing thus far. Once the dawn had arrived, I started the pit kiln with my metal and decided that I'd check the time to know exactly when I should be back to retrieve it. With my time limit in mind, I went on a micro adventure and returned with 10 seconds to spare. While emptying my vessels, I realized that even though I can't use the charcoal forge to melt everything down efficiently, I can use it to keep what was previously heated up in a liquid state, which will extend the time I have for the metalworking process. After breaking all of my ingot molds, I decided to use the molten metal to make tools that weren't of extreme importance but would be helpful nonetheless. Afterwards, I created more ingot molds and set the vessels with them in the kiln so the metal would be liquid again when the molds were ready. I spent day 47 doing much of the same, making as many ingots as possible with the copper I smelt down. You guys will find out why I need all these ingots soon. After turning all of my copper into ingots, it was time to make the next step in the metalworking process. By using a hammer on a block of a specific type of raw stone, I used basalt, you can turn it into a stone anvil. With this anvil, you can weld 2 ingots together. I just used a simple campfire to heat up my ingots to test the process with the minimal risk of fully melting it back down into liquid. After some book reading, I figured out that you have to use the hammer on the outside of the anvil, while the ingots are at a weldable temperature inside the anvil. With that, I made my first welded double ingot. After figuring out the process, I placed 4 ingots at a time inside the charcoal forge and started to weld at maximum speed. After toiling through the night, I finally made 7 double ingots, and with the 7 chaos emeralds in hand, I'm able to make a metal anvil. While the stone anvil is only useful for welding ingots together, metal anvils allow you to forge tools from ingots when they reach a workable temperature, which is lower than the melting point. This allows for the creation of forged tools that perform better and the ability to make combat-focused weapons and armor. I spent the rest of the day and night learning how to forge and creating the tools that I wanted, and also something that would help me in my conquest to take down the bear. I spent day 50 working away until I was able to create my first piece of armor, a copper chestplate. It was far from a full set, but it was better than nothing, and after all the time figuring out how to make it, I felt proud. And I prepared myself for my mission the next day.